Ashley at the Silver Bay Public Library, and I am here with story time as part of our summer reading program. And remember, if you haven't signed up yet, you still can. Call or stop at the public library to sign up for chances to win fun prizes. This week, our fun activity of the week is origami. And the book I have chosen is Zen Ties by John Muth. And if you didn't know, origami originated in Japan, and that's exactly, well, panda bears are from Asia. Japan is in Asia, so I thought this would be a fun story to kick off the week with. So let us begin. Alright. Mom, there's a bear over there, said the little girl. A what? Asked her mom. A big panda bear, said the girl. What's he doing? What's he doing? Asked the little girl's mother. He's sitting. Maybe he's waiting for someone, said the mother. Stillwater was waiting for someone. He was waiting for the arrival of his nephew, Ko. Uncle Stillwater, Summer, I've arrived. Seeing you brings smiles. Hi, Ko, said Stillwater. I brought you some welcome balloons. Ko took the balloons and bowed. An uplifting gift. Could you carry my case, generous uncle? Asked Ko. It is a short walk to the house, but there is a nice park on the way. Let's stop there and have some tea, said Stillwater. Stillwater, Ko, and the balloons all sat quietly in the park. Tea was very good. My cup holds emptiness now. Where shall I put it? Asked Ko. Stillwater did not like to waste. We will use the cups every day while you are here, so we should save them. Suddenly Stillwater burst out laughing. That tickles, he said. Hi, Stillwater, said his friends Andy, Michael, and Carl. We were just coming to see you. Hello, said Stillwater. I would like you to meet my nephew Ko. The children introduced themselves and everyone ran off to play. There's them playing. How cute. Addie invented a game called Jump on Stillwater. It was fun. Michael looked at his shoe. What if you weren't sure of how... I apologize. The page is set up a little weird. Okay, sorry. Michael wanted to ask Stillwater a question. I'm going to be in a spelling bee, Michael said. What would you do if you were in a spelling bee? I would spell words, said Stillwater. Michael looked at his shoes. What if you weren't sure of how good you were? I'm anxious about it. I feel like I'm going to mess up. Do your best. This is what you were supposed to do, said Stillwater. But it's hard to do my best when I'm nervous, said Michael. Stillwater nodded and smiled. Ko and I have to visit Miss Whitaker this afternoon. I would like you and Carl and Addie to come along. The Miss Whitaker who lives on our street, said Addie. That Miss Whitaker? Asked Carl. She hates us. She's really old and she spits when she talks. Every time we walk past her house, she shouts at us. She scares me. She's your friend? Asked Michael. Stillwater looked at them. Yes, he said. She isn't feeling well and we must bring her something to eat. The children helped Stillwater prepare some soup. It smelled very good. Then they put it on a tray with some soft bread. As they walked quickly down the street, Stillwater said, Miss Whitaker, it is a good friend. You will see. Why on earth did you bring these children here? Shouted Miss Whitaker. The children backed away. Hello, Miss Whitaker, said Stillwater. You look well today. We've brought you some nice soup. Carl looked at Miss Whitaker. She did not look well at all. She looked thin and she looked small. Much smaller than she did when she stood on the porch yelling at them for throwing a ball in the yard. Stillwater helped Miss Whitaker up to bed, and he offered her the soup. Then he asked Andy to sweep the floors, and he asked Michael to open the curtains and the blinds. "Carl, hold the dustpan still," said Addie. "Carl and Co. are very good at drawing pictures," said Stillwater. "I can't see pictures anymore," said Miss Whittaker crossly. Carl and Co. drew several pictures together. When it was time to leave, Stillwater put them around Miss Whittaker's bed. He told her they would come back tomorrow. Outside, the children said goodbye. "Bye," said Carl. "Bye," said Addie. "See you tomorrow," said Stillwater. "I don't know," said Michael. "I should study for my spelling bee." "You should come," said Stillwater. "You should come early." The next morning, Stillwater told Michael, "Miss Whittaker used to teach English." "She did?" asked Michael. Then Stillwater said, "Miss Whittaker, did you know Michael is going to be in a spelling bee?" "Well," said Miss Whittaker, "I know something about that." "Now listen, just like plants, words have roots," Miss Whittaker said. "A plant can grow from its roots, and so do words. The roots of words can teach you to spell." And with that, Michael spent the morning with Miss Whittaker, studying for his spelling bee. The next day, Stillwater found Co. looking up at an apple tree in Miss Whittaker's front yard. "Oh, hello, Stillwater," said a voice from up in the tree. "Can you catch me?" "I was getting some apples for Miss Whittaker," said Carl. "This morning's sunlight, gathering apples and a boy," said Co. After the spelling bee, Michael raced to Miss Whittaker's. "I did it," said Michael. "I made it all the way through to the end." "Good," said Stillwater. "So you were not too nervous?" "The judges were nothing compared to Miss Whittaker," said Michael. "Yeah," said Carl. "Just this morning she was shouting at us again." "Then why are you smiling?" asked Stillwater. "She was telling us to get out of the street and play in her yard." On the last day of Co's visit, Michael presented Miss Whittaker with the ribbon he got at the spelling bee. Carl gave her the apples he had gathered. "My mother taught me to make apple tea," said Miss Whittaker. "I haven't made it for years. Now Addie and I have made some for you." When it was time to say goodbye, Addie, Michael, and Carl gave Co a big hug. "Summer fading, new friends' faces lighten the way home," said Co. At the train station, Stillwater looked over at Co. "You may throw your cup now," said Stillwater. Co shook his head. "Nearing my visit's end, summer now tastes of apple tea." "I will keep my cup," said Co. And that is the end of Zentais. What a cute story. Aren't panda bears just adorable? Our next story is called Hush. It is a award-winning book, too. It is by, by Min Fong Ho, pictures by Holly Mead, and it's a Thai lullaby. How cute. Hush, who's that weeping in the wind? Tuka, tuka, a long-tailed lizard. Lizard, lizard, don't come peeping. Can't you see that baby's sleeping? Lizard, lizard, don't you cry. My baby's sleeping right nearby. Hush, who's that creeping under the house? Meow, meow, a lean black cat. Black cat, don't come creeping. Can't you see that baby's sleeping? Black cat, don't you cry. My baby's sleeping right nearby. Hush, who's that squeaking by the rice barn? Jed, 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 a fat gray mouse. Gray mouse, don't come squeaking. Can't you see that baby's sleeping? Gray mouse, don't you cry. My baby's sleeping right nearby. Hush, who's that leaping by the well? Op, 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 a bright green frog. Green frog, don't come leaping. Can't you see that baby's sleeping? Green frog, don't you cry. My baby's sleeping right nearby. Hush, who's that sniffling in the sty? Ut, 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 a muddy fat pig. fat pig, don't come sniffling. Can't you see that baby's sleeping? Fat pig, don't you cry. My baby's sleeping right nearby. Hush! Who's that beeping by the pond? Gap, 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 gap. A glossy white duck. White duck, don't come beeping. Can't you see that baby's sleeping? White duck, don't you cry. My baby's sleeping right nearby. Hush! Who's that swinging from the trees? Tick, 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 tick. A loose-limbed monkey. Monkey, monkey, don't come swinging. Can't you see that baby's sleeping? Monkey, monkey, don't you cry. My baby's sleeping right nearby. Hush! Who's that sweeping at the hay? Mwah, mwah. An old water buffalo. Buffalo, buffalo, don't come sweeping. Can't you see that baby's sleeping? Buffalo, buffalo, don't you cry. My baby's sleeping right nearby. Hush! Who's that shrieking through the forest? Hum-pra, hum-pra, a great big elephant. Elephant, elephant, don't come shrieking. Can't you see that baby's sleeping? Elephant, elephant, don't you cry. My baby's sleeping right nearby. Hush. Is everyone asleep? All is quiet, all is still. The mother dozes at the windowsill. Nothing stirring, not a breeze, as the moon drifts up above the trees. There is no noise now, there is no sound. Only baby's wide awake, his eyes bright and round. And that is Hush, which, as I mentioned, is based off of a Thai lullaby. And Thailand is in Asia, which is kind of our theme for today a bit, going along with origami from Japan and such. Our next story is called Ophelia by Ingrid and Dieter Schubert. I just thought the little hippo was so cute. Let's begin. One beautiful morning, Ophelia woke up. She lay back and stretched. "Oh, Ophelia," came a voice from afar. Ophelia looked up. It was Kevin's voice. "Where are you?" shouted Ophelia. "And why are you yelling like that?" "Oh," Kevin said again, "I don't know what to do. I have all these butterflies in my stomach." Kevin is ill, Ophelia thought. He needs my help. "Where are you running off to?" Meerkat asked. Kevin screamed something about having stomach aches. He doesn't sound very well. "I have stomach aches all the time," Meerkat said. "You know what helps? A hot water bottle. Wait, I'll go with you." "What's wrong with Kevin?" Frog asked. "He has terrible cramp, and his throat hurts, and then you should drink some herbal tea." "Where are you going?" Porcupine asked. "We're going to find Kevin. He has pains everywhere and can hardly speak. I think he must have fallen out of a tree." "Poor Kevin!" Porcupine screamed. "Will he ever be able to walk again?" "What's wrong? What's wrong?" asked Rhino. "Kevin fell out of a tree and broke his leg. He's in a lot of pain and can't move anymore." "I'm coming with you," said Rhino. He hurried out of the water. "What's all that noise?" Toucan yelled. "Where's the fire?" "No fire. Haven't you heard about Kevin?" "Kevin has been in a terrible accident. He broke all of his bones," cried Rhino. "What's going on here?" Turtle wanted to know. Toucan caught. "Kevin is dead," he screeched. "Dead?" yelled Meerkat, Frog, Porcupine, and Rhino. They sat down at the bank, feeling very sad. Kevin? Dead? What had happened, and where was Ophelia? Had she heard the terrible news? "Hello," came a happy voice, and there was Ophelia. "With Kevin." "What? You're not dead at all?" they yelled. "Of course not," said Kevin. "Who said I was?" "What was wrong with you then?" Rhino asked. "He was just a little nervous about being in love," laughed Ophelia. "Does being in love kill you?" asked Frog. "No," Toucan said. "But it sure is contagious." And that was the story of Ophelia. Our last story of the day is a kind of strange one. It is called The Last Alchemist by Colin Thompson. It doesn't really connect to Asia, origami, any of that. It's just a fun story that I thought you all would enjoy listening to. So let us dive right in. Alright. Oh, look at that castle. In a castle in the heart of an almost forgotten country lived a king who, like all the kings before him, had one dream: to discover the secret of gold. For centuries, alchemists had worked deep in the heart of the castle trying to make gold from the simple elements of the earth, and for as long as they had tried, they had failed. Hopes and dreams had grown and died. Spells and magic had filled the castle with a million ghosts and demons as the alchemists had sunk deeper and deeper into witchcraft. The people grew poor and their lives grew bleak and dark as their taxes were wasted on the alchemists' quest for gold. But it all come to nothing. Spinifex was the 19th alchemist. He was grasping and secretive and mistrusted everyone, especially his young apprentice, Arthur. In the great library, thousands of books recorded all the old experiments. Spinifex searched through them all for clues, and in his laboratory he constructed fantastic new experiments. But they all came to nothing. The king was running out of patience. He knew that if his alchemist could create gold, it would make him the greatest king who ever lived. "If you can make gold by the millennium, I will heap riches and glory upon you," said the king. "But if you fail me, Spinifex, you're finished." As the weeks passed, the alchemist grew more and more anxious. He ransacked the great library again and again, destroying the ancient books in his anger. "We need more gold," said Spinifex, "to act as a catalyst." He sent Arthur out to search, and the boy found gold everywhere. Sunshine, canaries, marigolds, egg yolks, 1,001 things that shone like gold. "Sunflowers," sneered Spinifex when Arthur returned. "You're an idiot. All you are bring me is rubbish." "Why is this gold so important?" asked Arthur. "It's just a metal. You can't eat it It can't make you well if you're ill." "Stupid child," said Spinifex. "It's priceless. It can buy you anything in the world." "Oh, really?" said Arthur. "Can it make someone love you? Can it make you live forever?" "You understand nothing," sneered Spinifex. "You're the worst apprentice I've ever had." But Arthur knew he was right. Gold looked beautiful, but so did the sunflowers. Gold shone like a bright light, but it wasn't warm like the sun. Gold never grew dull or dirty, but neither did the golden carp. All gold seemed to do was make people unhappy. So Spinifex went out to look for more gold himself. He traveled to every corner of the country, from the great mountains, the ringed three sides of their land, to the southern plains that rolled into the sea. In the name of the king, he took everyone's gold, their goblets and plates, their coins and pendants. He sat by the road, prying out the diamonds and the rubies. He even tore the rings from people's fingers. But all the gold he collected couldn't help him produce more gold. For every ounce of gold he put into an experiment, he got exactly 1 ounce back. The weeks passed. The millennium was only months away. Spinifex grew more and more reckless. The experiments grew wilder and wilder, filling 10 rooms at a time. He became more secretive, staying awake for days on end. Oh, look at him there. Arthur kept out of his way. From the high gallery, he watched the crazy old man run back and forth, talking to himself a million words a minute. Up in the kitchen, Spinifex was the laughingstock of the castle. "He'll never succeed," said the cook. "Better alchemists than he have tried." "The only true gold is what's in your heart," said Amy, the cook's daughter. "I told him that," said Arthur, "but he wouldn't listen." The weeks passed. The millennium was now only days away, and Spinifex had become completely mad with his obsession. For 27 days and nights he constructed his last great experiment, the experiment that would finally make gold appear where there had been no gold before. The great machine spread out from the cellars to the castle to the roof, where a giant telescope stood pointing at the sun. Its awesome heat would power this ultimate machine. Far below, in the deepest depths of the dungeon, a great crucible stood ready to collect the gold. Spinifex went to the king. "Soon," he said, "we will both be rich beyond our wildest dreams." As the sun rose on the first day of the new century, everyone in the castle sat in the high gallery and waited for the miracle. Spinifex pressed the buttons and turned the taps and slid back the cover. Sunshine poured through the lenses like a great golden waterfall. The heat devoured everything in its path. All the gold that Spinifex had collected was vaporized into the air and settled across the whole country like gleaming mist. Flames shot out in all directions. They caught the alchemist and threw him up into the sky, where he flashed like a starburst and then vanished. And in the heart of the crucible, all that remained was a tiny pool of brilliant gold. The sunshine flowed through the machine into the old library like a great yellow river. It burned the ancient books, it poured into the cellars, and drowned all the old experiments in a bath of fire. For the first time in centuries, the cellars were filled to their ceilings with golden light as the cobwebs and darkness were brushed away. Arthur took the gold from the crucible and made it into a tiny sunflower for the king. The weeks passed, spring came, and the air grew warm. The winter earth came back to life. Fields of sunflowers grew across the southern plains, and everyone felt as if they could live forever. Even the king came to understand that there were more important things than gold. With the alchemist gone, so were his dreams of wealth. He looked across his kingdom and realized that he had all he could ever want. One day while he was swimming, the king's tiny sunflower floated away and disappeared into the ocean, where it lay among the coral until the end of time. And that is the story of The Last Alchemist. How very funny and very unique. I would say, looking at the photos. This is definitely a book I'd come to the library and check out so you can see the wacky photos. But this is going to be our last book for this story time. I hope you enjoyed. Make sure to come in and get books for yourself and to continue watching. We do this Monday, Wednesdays, Fridays. There is also a chapter book reading for older kids, if they so choose, or whoever really, that will also be uploaded to the channel, along with educational content. So make sure to keep checking in and watching all the wonderful videos that we are going to be posting all throughout the summer and during the summer reading program. Thank you for listening, and goodbye!